time you were diamond on DPS.
Yeah.
Still
On
the case?
DPS, yeah, I was diamond. I've low key like after I did that farm, I kept playing the role, got to like diamond 3 after being diamond 5, and I just went back to just grinding tank again. Because I don't know what I was on tank at the time when I filled out that form. I think I was like Master 4 maybe.
Okay.
I played a lot of tank and I got back to like mid Masters 1 and like almost hit Grandmaster. But like most of my codes now that I have are like tank VODs,
It's fine.
to be fair.
Whatever
If
you
that's
want for the
fine.
session is fine. Yeah, I don't care. This is your session, mate. So whatever works for me.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if there was like something like you had something like prepared or whatever that.
No,
Obviously,
you're good. You're good. I appreciate that, but no, you're totally fine.
yeah, but that's the code I
Okay.
just sent. Oh, that's
Sure.
one code that I have.
Sure.
I mean, it's 30-minute session, so I'm assuming only one code would be necessary.
Most likely, yeah. Before we jump in, any questions about playtime, grinding, practice habits, goals, and so on? Obviously, it's not as important with the 30-minute replay reviews, but I want to open the floor if you had maybe any questions going in.
I don't know, like, what would you think is like a realistic goal, like, just for like at least like ranked ambition right now? Because that's the only way I could really practice,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And because like I remember I thought like my mindset was like, oh yeah, I want to get like GM4, maybe
Yep.
GM3 before the summer ends. Do you think that's like realistic, like with me being like Masters 1 right now, or?
I mean, you're close, but what are you doing in terms of practice quantity right now? Like, how many hours? How quality are those hours? How much of that
I
is
try to
tank?
do like a maximum of like 3 hours of ranked a day with like 1 or 2 rest days.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if that's fine or not. I kind of
Yeah.
just like
That's
I
fine.
kind of like took some tips from some of my friends that like have played the game like at a similar level to me, and
Okay.
it works for them. So
Okay.
and it's
Okay.
been working for me. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I do, right?
Yeah. I mean, if it keeps going, then it's fine. But like 3 hours, 5-6 days a week, it's not bad. As long as your hero pool's relatively, you're playing the meta and you're going in with the high quality, the numbers alone are okay. Okay. Any other questions? Basically, yes, you're probably fine. GM4 is going to be pushing it, but it's possible.
Yeah. I just I didn't know if that was like realistic or not.
No, I don't think it's
I know,
unrealistic.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Okay.
unrealistic.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, let's take a look here. Winston, is this Winston all the way through?
Winston Hazard.
Winston Hazard. Okay, sounds good. Any strategic questions with Winston? We'll get to the Hazard section in a second.
I just like low key, just like suck ass on Paraiso, just in general.
Yep.
So I feel like it's just mainly Paraiso that I need help with. Just like not even just like Winston, it's just like the map in general.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, I'll give you some insight as I see it. We'll point out Winston stuff as well. But okay. Nice Krawi game. Love to see it.
Yeah, Karai. I don't know if it was Karai or Krawi, but
If any questions come up at any point in time, just let me know. But we're just gonna kind of cruise from here. So this is just kind of like, okay, so we'll talk about like staging here, right? So I think you can be a little bit more, like obviously you have to care the echo angle, right? But I think you can be a little bit more
Yeah.
aggressive with how you're staging here. So with where this rotation is, with the information that you have, you don't have to hug this angle here. You can also hug this angle here depending on where this echo is. So if you can avoid the echo stickies and just use alt fire, giving this like this lack of an angle on your staging feels a little bit unearned. You see this? So I think just simply like staging from this side and then you're able to get a drop cycle onto Brigitte or Soldier or whatever else is totally fine. I don't think an Echo, if she's not pocketed alone, can really deny you from holding this space right here.
yeah, it looks like a more of like it's like one of those like safe but aggressive positioning things.
Right. You're just controlling an angle, holding your CDs, and then using it here. Whereas here you're just kind of stacked, as if you're avoiding poke, but there's no real poke happening at all. So we'll keep rolling. It's annoying. That's annoying. Reset. Yeah, just honestly not the best cooldown trade, and then your Moira got picked really early as well. Okay. Is this Hazard from here on out, or is there Winston elsewhere?
I think it's Hazard here on out. That's what I think it is.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's my main thing. They're just, you could have staged deeper. Okay, let's look at Hazard then. Anything with Hazard then, I guess, specifically. Any questions?
The D.Va matchup. I low-key hate the D.Va matchup as Hazard. At least me. I don't know if that's. I mean, it is most definitely probably a skill issue, but.
I mean, she's good. She's good versus Hazard. Like, you know, ult's difficult. Eats wall. You don't always win the 1v1. I mean, the key thing is just the fact that you have wall climb and she doesn't, right? And even though this Matrix, your ultimate's probably a little bit more consistent than hers. I wouldn't necessarily over sweat the matchup itself. Just utilize the tools that you have, take good trades, block, and that's basically it. But it's not an easy matchup for sure. Okay, let's keep going.
Especially against someone who's like actually pretty solid at that hero as well.
Yeah. Good. Nice wall. Good stuff. Excellent resource trade. Ridiculously risky, but also ridiculously valuable. Good stuff. Sure. Yeah, good stuff. No real complaints. Like your way of closing the distance, you're using your wall to split off resource trades, managing your HP, committing when you saw opportunities. No complaints. Okay, stagger. All right. So this is fine, but I guess the question here has to be, as soon as this fails, the next step needs to be like, what am I actually doing with my wall? You kind of see what I'm saying? So like, this is where the D.Va matchup is really important, because obviously you can't just wall frivolously because it's going to get eaten. So then once you commit here, once this has failed, as soon as she starts to punish, immediately drop your wall. Like immediately drop your wall. Now where you want to drop the wall is kind of up to you. That can be close, that can be far. Obviously the honest edge, so you can kind of place it wherever, but you need to use it. You need to use it as fast as you possibly can. I also want to highlight here the perk choice. I'm not convinced that this is the best perk choice given the DPS matchup that you have here.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, because like realistically, like I'm never gonna be really hitting D.Va, or I mean, the only things that'll be
40 damage. Off of is,
my thing is that like the only thing that's gonna be procking off of his Brig with Rally and D.Va.
Right.
So it's like
correct.
It's like there's not really much value there, and I think just the extra reconstitution would be better here.
It's huge. It's a lot more survivability.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So you're gonna get. I mean, it's not always consistent, but it's gonna be more consistently valuable. I think the rule is if you have tank +1, like if you have Mei, Reaper, Cass, whatever, then it's probably worth using this. Otherwise, no. It's also a map thing too, because you're not going to be seeing Mei, Reaper, Cass in this map as much. Not as likely, given the verticality, right? So you're much more likely to see what you have here. Yeah, but just TLDR is like the wall needed to be used sooner there. That's all.
Yeah.
Restage, reset up, look for opportunities. Okay, so I want to look at this here. So wall always demands action, right? So when you're using wall here, this implies that you're going to be utilizing what the wall gives you. What does this wall give you?
Like if I want to, an easier one shot on the soldier.
Sure. And even if you don't go for the one shot, you've isolated him to where there's nowhere for him to kite backwards. You see that? And also his Ana can't heal him. I don't think this wall is bad. I see the logic here. I'm going to split the soldier off from support and make it so that he's going to have to walk in a straight line where I can shoot him, and I could just drop and murder him if I want to. You don't even need to go for it.
Act on it.
Right. So that's the problem, is you use the wall, which implies action, and then look elsewhere. I know why you're looking elsewhere, because like, oh, this D.Va's just diving my backline. You can't do anything about this. You can do literally nothing. The only thing you can maybe do is dislodge her with the boop off of the slash, but it's not worth doing that given what your action is elsewhere. So stop looking at Crawley, right? Let him do it. Like if there are other targets available and the wall is being used, do what the wall gives you here. Like you could argue here, given the fact that you have 97 on ult, you could be like, oh, sick, I get a free ult now. Shoot once, ult and cart, right? Force rally, force copy, whatever, force Crawley to bail and try to matrix your ult. But unfortunately, while the wall logic is there, the follow-up isn't. And that's because you're being distracted by tank line, right? The ult itself is really good. Like, that's like this massive value right here. It's too late, like you ended up following up too late, but like, I mean, come on, like that's like super high value given the fact that you were down, what, 1, 2?
Yeah, it could have happened a lot earlier.
Yeah, it should have happened a lot earlier, but I think like overall the ult value is massive if you just used it earlier. Yes, like we're actually using our wall here, so yeah, sure. It's too late, but at least there was action. Okay. I think you just need to get out. Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of zoom through here. Nothing super crazy. You can't worry about that. Yeah. Okay, so then staging ground's gonna be a little bit interesting. It probably is gonna be through right here, but then you're definitely gonna need to use wall to close distance to take space. So this distance, especially without the lunge perk, is probably too far. So I'm curious to see how you'll approach this. I feel like the answer is pretty obvious, but you see the difficulty here, right? You're getting crossfired. So what's the solution here? Don't be greedy. What's the solution?
Go around the left side.
You could. You absolutely could. You
I
have the
just feel like
solution.
I just feel like that takes too long. But am I wrong in saying that?
I kind of sort of agree. So give me another solution.
Go below and jump up.
Yep. Give me another solution from where you're at right now. How do you cannot get crossfired? How do you stop crossfire?
I mean, you could literally just like chill by the like you see like the cover to the left there. I could literally just chill there.
You could
and then wait till
you
I'm full and then jump.
Frankly, you could also just throw your wall right now. Throw it right now. Throw it at this guy right here. He has to leave or he dies, right? Or maybe both. You throw the wall, you use that as cover for you to be able to rotate for free, or then to turn your attention to Echo. The problem is that you don't use your wall, so then we're going to see that the soldier retakes the angle, so not only are you taking damage, but then the soldier retakes the angle and basically guarantees that you die. The main problem here, just to be very clear, is the fact that you're going a little bit too early in terms of where your support is. You see this?
Yeah,
like you're just going a little too early. You needed to probably chill here. But if you're going to take space, you need to decisively move and then decide and don't greed your wall for kills. Use it just to shut off the sight line. It's fine.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I think all of your solutions are fine. Go underneath jump. If you have the time wraparound left, but you need to chill. You need to chill. That's the main thing. Obviously walls. Yeah. Timing of the wall is not great. Force her to commit on you first, then wall. That's tough, isn't it? You know, I don't think you necessarily. I did feel like she was a bit overextended, and hey, we got her slash value. Love to see it, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. I feel like I'm blocking too much. Is that like incorrect assessment or
the rule with blocking? And this is where like a lot of lower rank hazards screw up, is using it to preserve HP. Even if it means maybe you don't 1 in 10 chances you could get the combo, but you don't think you're going to hit the shot, so you preserve your HP, right? In this situation here, that's not exactly relevant because she's got her freaking back turned on you.
Yeah, if she has my back turned to me and also like I'm around a corner.
Right. So you're doing this because you're thinking, oh no, I have to reload. I should use my block to min-max here. Don't quote me on this, but I'm fairly certain it's better to just reload and keep shooting in terms of min-maxing.
Okay.
I think the animation of your reload is short enough to where it's worth it to not do that, because you see here, you're caught in the reload anyway. Yeah. Right, you're caught in the reload anyway. So at least you just commit to the reload, and then you could secure the kill here. You see what I'm saying? So I would say just, using your block early in engagements just to preserve your HP when you're being contested is fine, but obviously you weren't being contested, so I think you were overvaluing the min-max with your reload.
Yeah.
Good try with the wall.
I just need to hit it. But yeah.
I think the general rule of the wall, and we kind of saw this earlier, is you don't have to land it perfectly. It's better to go more conservatively. Like, look at where your crosshair is prior to the wall. So you're trying to hit it so he smacks right into it. You don't need to do that. Throw it right here. This is good enough. Because he's going to have to weave around it awkwardly, and that's all you need. That's all you need. You don't even necessarily...
It disrupts his movement.
Exactly, which makes it easier for you to hit the shots afterwards. You don't need the perfect combo. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think you're 0 for 2 with perks. I think the lifesteal is solid. I think it's like a 30 healing per second per target. But like 90% of the time on most maps, the distance is way too valuable. Way too valuable.
I'm not gonna lie. I've just been trying it out more recently, where it's just like comms were.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry.
No. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm just like I just like find that I find value in it when it's like either one, I need to play my life a lot more, or two, their backline isn't like super like far back. You know? And like I mean it's like this map here, like this point especially, I mean we literally talked about it earlier, where the extra distance with Deep Leap is better. Right. I mean, I would agree that Deep Leap is like, I take it like probably like roughly like around like 80-70% of the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I just have found value in it where I just need to like either play my life or like backlines aren't super far back.
Yep, that's fine. I mean, I think if you're purposely trying, just experimenting with it, and then even picking it in some, on paper, suboptimal situations to get more familiar with it, then I'm not going to have a problem with that. I just think the problem with Deep Leap is it's not just about the offensive. It is also about the defensive. Like think about it, right? It's the ability to disengage, but crucially, it's the ability to gap close safely and quickly, right? Like if we go back to where we were here, right? So in this previous situation here, when you had this exact same situation with the soldier, the ability to gap close here would have been so freaking invaluable. You wouldn't even need to use your wall in that situation because it's also the speed of closing that distance is so valuable, right? So is that going to save you? Is that going to save you more than the 50, 60 healing that you may or may not get off of the lifesteal? 100%, 100%. So I encourage you to continue to limit test, but I'm just not convinced that there's going to be a lot of situations where it's worth.
Fair enough.
This is good. This is good. Stop, like, you need to stop babysitting Crawley, though. Like, you need to let him do his thing. You're too far. You need to hold this angle right here and just prevent this space from being contested.
So yeah, realistically, I'm not gonna kill him, and if I got force him off an angle, just resets the fight to a neutral state.
That's it. Like, and as soon as you vacate, even without wall, like I get it, but as soon as you vacate, like this space gets filled instantly. And
any visors.
Any visors, right? Even without visor, like that's a huge opportunity cost. It's like it's cancer. It's the worst. You need to contest the angle unless there's nobody there.
Fair enough, yeah.
Because it also exposes you too, because then now he can vacate the space, which means you're doubly more vulnerable to CC because you don't have the corner to play on. Okay, it's fine. Obviously, the wall placement hasn't been exceptional. Like right here, like this one's one for the books, and yet you aim too under low, and then it gets shielded and rolls, right? So
it goes back to what you said earlier.
Yeah, it just don't play for the perfect placement on the dot. Aim it just a little bit behind him, and I think also as well, it's like you're probably not as familiar with like the shield interactions here as well. So. Nice use of the. I obviously haven't talked about it as much, but you're doing good with the lunge space. I don't know why I can't think of what that's called. What's that called?
What, the B-hop? The B-hop?
The bunny hop. That's what it is. I'm so stupid. Yeah. The bunny hop has been good. This is okay. It's a bit cheeky. This is where you would definitely need the distance for this to work. Yep. Holy crap. Okay, yeah. Should be okay. Yeah, I mean, look, let's be honest. All of this was incredibly cheeky, but I mean, the reward was there, the risk was there. It's fine. As long as the reward is worth the risk, it's cool. Like, you guys in theory should be able to still at least hold this. I'm also convinced that people choose the perk, the slash perk, because it makes the crit noise.
I don't know. I was just like, I don't know. I usually like that perk, like against like Brig. I don't know. I just like have felt it's nice like for like against Rally, but like realistically, you go for the more consistent option rather than the like 1 in a million option.
Basically, yeah.
I think most times I do take Reconstitution, but it's just like I don't know. I just felt like it would have been better in this.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, this is okay. You guys went for the high risk, high reward play. You guys just muffed your old combo. Okay, so this is like the biggest micro thing I have versus the D.Va. One is, you know, obviously the more general advice, which is like stop babysitting her when she's not on your angle. Like whether that was what you were doing here in terms of giving up the space, but that also actually goes all the way back to when you were here with ult and then you babysat the D.Va instead of dealing with the wall that you actually threw out. Remember that?
Yeah.
But the micro thing that's killing you is that you're not seeing bullets before you're walling. Like, wall here is fine, maybe, but for crying out loud, make her drop the Matrix. Abuse the cooldown, right? You can react with it fast enough, but like this is not the second wall you've just yeeted right into Matrix because you're trying to time it. You're trying to guess. Don't guess. Don't guess. There's no point in guessing. You get a guaranteed wall off if you don't guess. Yeah. And then obviously wall here would have been nice too, just to control an angle. I think you guys are cooked. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep going here. So I'm looking at, obviously, we talked a lot about perks. We talked about over pursuing tank, giving up an angle as a result, making sure that you're acting on the space that you control. A lot of little things. I think more gameplay here will kind of tighten it up. Any questions so far, though?
Oh, no. I mean, it's just, yeah. Yeah, I mean, what you've kind of touched on everything I've kind of like wanted to. I mean, not really wanted to know, but like you kind of answered some questions I would have had.
Sure. Notice that this isn't as much Paraiso like in general, like the map, right? Like you're doing okay. Like you kind of trying to control the right space. The only maybe unique things were like how you were playing third point, like recontesting that soldier on the flank. But a lot of that was just how you were pathing, and more than anything else, use your wall to shut down an angle. Wait for your Life Weaver and spawn. It wasn't anything specific necessarily to the map. I think for the most part, that's been actually okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just could never win on this map, so like.
yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, maybe it's like some of those concepts, or maybe it's just bad luck. I don't really know. First point attack. Now that's going to be interesting. So I actually don't like this. The reason I don't like this for one reason. I think your character is really good on this section here. I don't think there's any reason for this here when you have this geometry to play with. You see what I'm saying? Wall, unbelievably busted here. Slash, wall climb, block, unbelievably busted on this verticality here. This is your playground. Why would you pursue here? This is Reinhardt play. You just pull in the point, hold shield.
And then,
you just sit here and hold shield, or I mean, I don't know, wrecking ball briefly, and then you roll out quickly afterwards. You're not playing to your strengths here, and you're just going to get murked. Case in point. So it's not a bad play. Like I guess it's like creative enough you pull them back. But to be honest with you, the problem is that, like, if I'm being honest here, I don't see any reason for these guys to give up this high ground at all. They could just shoot you out. You see, like, you didn't, like, I don't know why Enzo dropped, a bit of a brainlet maybe. But, like, they don't need to drop to clear you out like they do with Reinhardt. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you don't have the same mitigation. Like, to be honest with you, this is actually working because they're way overcommitting on you. Like, they are way overcommitting on you. Oh, that was so freaking close. Good wall. Yeah, I mean that worked way better than I had any right to because of how far they committed. So, but I just think obviously results based, not what we're aiming for here. Just what makes the most sense.
I mean, yeah, it's just fundamentals.
Yeah, exactly. Just play your verticality. Verticality is OP. Now, the real challenge is going to be, like, here, right? So, you can clear out D.Va. You can wear her out. I was close. I saw the vision.
Yeah, I messed it up, but... Yeah.
Like, for example, here, this is fine. But then this is where it's going to be really freaking hard. What do you do here? This is where your map knowledge is going to take some practice.
Well, here, hold on. Can you go outward again?
Yeah. Let's move, because realistically, you're gonna walk forward. You're gonna shove D.Va out. You're gonna shove Echo out. Okay, she's just a feeder. Okay, ignoring the Echo feeding. How do you realistically break this point in general?
Play for high ground, right?
Right. It has to be high ground, but the crucial thing is where. What high ground?
Yeah, where. I would
because it's not freaking here. It's not here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would assume it'd be right side, right? Like
it has to be. Yeah, it's this right here. So you might actually then wrap here. You might approach it from here, or you just do a straight jump to here and hug here, and then just wall yourself, full matrix, full block, full everything. Pull as many resources your way, and then utilize this section of the map because it is the closest thing to this section of the map. This is no
then
man's
it forces
land.
D.Va out as well if you're getting all the support attention as well.
Correct. If D.Va chases you, your team capitalizes off it. If D.Va doesn't chase you, then with block wall, you can live here a long time, right? And then you can, if they don't punish you, then there's even a chance where you can actually go for a combo here. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's pretty much the only way that you can approach this point. I guess if you had full perks, there's like a world where you could like far jump here across wall and like play here or play across under here. But I don't think without perks that you could do that. Yeah, no, that's absolutely the play. freaking killing me with those walls. I love the vision, but like just like the only thing you have to see is Matrix. I don't know, no idea why she did that. To be fair to you, that was actually a pretty good Matrix from Crawley. So out of the 3 times that it's been eaten, this one feels the most earned. Yeah, this is good. I don't know if I'd go so directly, because, I mean, you just heard Sleep Dart, so it's fine. But if you haven't heard Sleep Dart, you're going to need to want to lean here.
Yeah.
This is
Especially
where,
with the anti-nade as well.
Yep. This is where you need to be a little bit scared, because you don't have block or a wall. So I don't mind this because, I mean, it's dopamine. It's juicy. Like, you're getting 3-man cleave here. And obviously you're preserving your HP, but it is a little bit risky to where if they had nade here, they can just walk out and punish. So just be careful. But also at the same time, that just feels so good. You know?
Yeah.
And
that Winston cleave moment.
Yeah. So I think it's like a high risk, high reward when you probably didn't need to, considering the Echo is dead. But it's hard for me to say no when I see that. So. And let's be honest.
Yeah, another thing, I don't know if this is like correct or not, but this is also something I was thinking in the moment, was that I was like right to like go up there on them when Echo's dead, because realistically, like Echo's the only person on their team that can like hard burst me down and kill me like through armor.
Yeah,
is that like right or wrong?
Well, what you're thinking about is if she had nade there, she just throws nade into your block, and then they walk forward right now and kill you. That's the only thing I'm thinking about, right? So, you're using your defensive resource to offensively go, which is what makes Hazard. Right. So you don't have wall, you don't have HP, you don't have jump. So I don't think it was bad, because I think the cleave, I mean, it forced a lot of CDs. It caused a lot of chaos. You just have to be careful. Like, if you were going to throw the fight, that would be throwing the fight right there.
Yeah.
But again, I get it. Like, it was like really, really good juice. It's fun. And that would also be where like you could use your reconstitution perk as well there, because if you get a wall hit and you go for that, you're probably fine. Yes. Okay, I feel like we need to look at this a little bit more carefully here. There's no real backline that you want to commit off of right here. The wall's fine. I don't know. You just took a lot of pre-fight poke. That's pretty much all there is to it. And then you got crossfired in the back while you're blocking one way. So instead of blocking and tucking, you blocked and opened, and then opened your cheeks. Like, this is kind of what happened on third point, right? You got shot in the back. So just be careful.
Fair enough.
They did use an ultimate, but yeah, it felt like you probably shouldn't have died there. Okay, this is going to be all about gap closing. So how can you close the distance? This is fine. If they had stayed on this high ground here, you would have needed to play where? Where would you staging? Like, if you look here and you see this, how do you gap close without getting blown up?
I mean, wouldn't you go like bottom right, and then you go bottom right, and then you would like jump to the just like get to like where you can get a vertical leap, I would say. Yep.
And if they push you, use your wall, use cover, grab the mini, hide, whatever. Yeah. Just open up your angle. Don't go so direct if you have to. This by the way, this should sound familiar. This is what we were talking about on third point with that retake with the soldier in the angle with your life here respawn. Same thing. You just don't have to be so direct with your approach, right? Because it's just even with wall here, it's just no point taking poke. Now they back off, so it ends up being fine. But yeah, just something to consider. Not your responsibility. Just bad wall. Just a really bad wall.
Should have been further back. Should have been the other exit.
Right, should have been the other exit, because that's where the other threat is. Yep.
Because realistically, if he goes the other way, just kill him for free.
Yep, for sure. Okay. I actually appreciate that we didn't go back for Crawley, though. Like, he already got the kill regardless, so like there's nothing you can do about that. But
something I've been like trying to work into my gameplay is like I've been trying, because an issue I've had while playing like at least like Hazard and Winston and even like Ball is like I'll sometimes get like too worried about like my backline dying, when realistically the best play to do like you can't do anything about the tank, right? Or like the dive that's happening. So you should just try and like trade out.
The only impact we've seen is like really early in fights when you're coming up and the D.Va just shoves their face into your team, and then you can kind of assist. But then if you go back, like you're just going to give the soldier in the Ana the freest angle of all time. And then also realistically, what can you do when she's all the way over here, right? It's going to take you 3 seconds to get there. It's going to take your CDs, and you still might not be able to deal with it. So yeah, no, I agree.
I've gotten good at the brawl tanks, but it's just been hard for me to adjust on
Yep.
like dive
Yep.
heroes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you have technically the mobility to go back, right? That's the thing. But it's not. It's the threat of you going deeper, which is the real threat for their backline. So for like example here, you've threatened the soldier out. You could go back, you could poke Tracer, or you could continue to take space on the high ground. I'd probably poke Tracer and then take space on the high ground. If I go back, the soldier's just going to retake the space again, and we're going to have to start all over again. So I actually like this here because you're creating opportunities for yourself, right? Right? Like that doesn't happen if you go back. You just have to have faith that your backline's not going to troll. Good. I mean, look, you just out traded, right? I mean this is like your best fight. This is crisp, right? This was beautiful, right? And realistically, what could you have done for that D.Va? Nothing. It's a freaking Overwatch player, and you guys are running, Ana Moira. So like, you're not going to be able to help out much. No,
It's actually Brig Moira now.
Yeah, well now we can live it. Now we can live it.
Yeah.
This is fine. Obviously, the problem is going to be the crossfire here, so you either need to like really discipline play here, or honestly just cross the angle here and play here and let the soldier take this angle for free. Your choice. I mean, to be honest with you, you could. I don't know if I'd wall right now, but you could wall right now.
I mean, walling forces the Brig to drop and or get a big resource trade.
Yeah. You get to a certain point where you start realizing that wall doesn't have to be used as part of a dive combo every time. It could just shut off an angle, right? Even if it's early in fights. So like this is well executed. Like that's the default thing, but you could have walled there and held the same angle here versus a soldier too. So yeah, this is overall fine though. And crucially, like you've given your team a passive advantage. Right, look at the soldier's position. Look at the Ana Brig's position. Yeah. Right, they're not controlling any space at all. It costs you your CDs, absolutely worth. And then here, I don't mind you going for Tracer, or a D.Va, but honestly, like you have the space here. Without bleeding too much HP, take some pot shots at soldier. Take some pot shots at Brig. If you know what I'm saying, don't or even here, drop and shoot D.Va from a distance. Don't give up this angle. Don't lose the space here. You can see, because now you're in a much worse position to actually stage for backline. Like, look at what happens. I mean, I'm telling you, as soon as you leave, every time, look what happens. Every time.
Yeah, just walk up.
They just walk up every freaking time. And you don't successfully stop your Brig from dying. Your Brig is an idiot. She's horrible.
We're playing Rhine.
She misses her whip, takes full shield damage, breaks her shield, and then bashes in. Right? She's an idiot, right? You can't save that. But what you can do is trade with your Genji. Absolutely. Yeah. This should have been this should have been an entire backline should have been dead. Right here. Backline should have been dead.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's another one of those situations where you're blocking the back, Just shoot. Just keep shooting. Don't guess.
Yeah. They don't even have any, I didn't even draw any aggro.
Yeah, you didn't draw any aggro at all. And also, it's Brigitte, so there's no burst aggro that you need to worry about. You don't need to preserve your HP versus her. Just shoot her in the face. This is just mechanical stuff. She needed to die. Oh my gosh. Okay, holy crap, you got so lucky. Now there's the perk. You see it?
Yeah.
I don't even think that expires. Yeah, look at that. It's just not expiring. It's just not expiring. It's still there. It's like the Roadhog vape perk. Once you hit it, it's forever. So if you never use it, yeah. And dude, the best part about it too, as well as you can see, is it doesn't use your extra thing. It uses your your normal resource.
Yeah.
So you might just, until you really need it, it's just gonna sit there. It's gonna wait. So you're not gonna burn it early.
I find Reconstitution is one of the most underrated perks in the game.
Well, it's just super boring, right? That's why people under it. It's not flashy or fun. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I'm gonna see if there's anything like major here. I mean, you guys were, it's just a really bad start of the fight here.
I'm pretty sure the fight's actually not, never mind. Honestly, I feel like the fight was kind of lost already, but it wasn't actually.
Yeah, there's just sometimes you get a little sloppy with your cover or with how you're walking here. Like even here, like you're walking here, but you're still half HP, Drop the cart, get a little bit of healing, or grab Mega and then go from there. You're just behaving as if you're full HP when you're not, that's all. And then you're consistently getting shot in the back. Yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate. I'm a little bit of a masochist. I gotta know what happened here. Dude, your Brig, oh my gosh. There's no way this person is a real human. So she hits the whip, Nano Diva, and bashes in. I just can't do this. I can't do this. This person is...
Yeah, it's like an almost like full GM lobby as well. It's like me and like one other player were the only non-GMs in it.
I just can't do this, man. I'm like a sick person. I have to watch bad supports play. It's too funny.
I remember like when I was like hard stuck like Plat and Diamond, I was like, man, I want to be like Masters and GM so I could be like get into good lobbies, and like that's just the same shit. Like,
it's the same stuff, you know. It's all the little details are done better overall, but yeah, they make the same stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we do with wall here? Let me look at this again. So this is kind of what we talked about, like where you're... Yeah, I like this wall. I actually like this wall. This is exactly what I was talking about, where it's like you're using the wall to gap close safely. You know? You're not using the wall to dive. You're using the wall to get into position so that you can dive, right?
Not every wall has to result in like a huge like resource trade or kill.
Exactly. You're walling here so that you can walk.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't wall here...
Kind of like a field.
Yeah. Yeah, or just blowing Sigma Shield to just rotate, right? Like, it's fine. Yeah, it's totally fine. Because then look at... Yeah, go ahead.
One of my friends told me, who, like, plays a lot of Hazard, he told me that, like, you can think of a wall in like, two ways, as, like, a Sigma Shield or a Winston bubble.
Yeah. Yeah. If you only bubble to dive with Winston at this level, like, you might not get in a position to dive. You might need to bubble to get to the position so that on your second bubble you can actually dive, right? Yeah. Same kind of thing here, right? This clears Soldier out. Brig doesn't hit the whip. Your HP is you actually have the passive heal kicking in. That's how little damage you've been taking on this rotation. And so, yeah, you can't exactly kill this Brig, but at least you can get in her face that otherwise wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, and take space.
Right. So it's like, this is obviously like really, 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 really high value dive. Yeah, I mean, this is good. This is really good. Again, I'm just weeping at what's happening in your backline. Again, I'm just feeling a little masochistic. I gotta know. Oh yeah, Crawley's just freaking... Where did Crawley come from? Oh my days.
Also, the other thing I've been doing is, like, if I get into, like, lobbies with, like, you know, like, players like Crawley or whatever, right? I do actually, like, watch, like, the VODs of, like, their POV to see, like, what they're doing.
Yeah.
So like, because like there was like one game like the other day I was queuing like super late, got into like a really like wide lobby with like a GM2 on the other team. Yeah. And I just got my shit rocked, right? And I was like, what the fuck did he like do? And I don't know, I just like watched the whole VOD and I kind of actually learned some things.
Yeah. You'll see, you'll go, okay, they shouldn't have done that. Okay, I didn't think about that. You'll learn the good and the bad. You're at a point in time where you should be able to understand this. But I want to highlight, like, again, like this was really good. This rotation from you, the use of the wall, the use of the block here because you're taking attention and you're getting AoE cleave. Plus lifesteal there is like actually pretty useful there too. I still would prefer the distance, but obviously we already talked about that, so. Yeah, this is a shame. I think this is a good fight from you. Again, there's your reconstitution. You used a little bit of it there, but that's very useful. Yep. To be honest with you, I think that's good. I'm shocked that Soldier didn't get hit. You got scammed. You got absolutely scammed. He should have been hit. I will say the only nitpick I could have is just whenever you can, if you think you're about to posture in a more aggressive angle, you don't necessarily need to do it. I know you're thinking I'm forcing them to move in a predictable angle. That's true. But you're also in the act of taking space here. So it's not a battle, but you could also be like, okay, I can just
don't
walk
be trigger happy with it.
Yeah. I think this is mostly fine, though. I'm having to be kind of nitpicky because it's just a hard old to get value out of.
It makes sense, though. Like, realistically, what's, like, the most value I get out of that just, like, extra space that's, like, not really the most needed at the current moment?
Right. I think they're going to have to get the space anyway, right? Because of your blocks, so, yeah. I see the vision here, just don't think it's worth it. Hold the space, eat the sleep dart up in high ground, you know? Eat it up here, and then go from there. But for every time that's going to fail, it's also going to work. Okay. Oh my days. Oh. A little too much damage.
It's the same thing from earlier. Some taking
it's
too much pre-fight.
taking too much pre-fight. I mean, that's the big thing with Hazard, right? Well, who was it? Was it? I think it was Donghack. He was saying like, "What's your best tip for Winston or for tank?" He goes, "Just don't take damage."
I mean, I've been told that many times by my coaches I've had at my school.
It just depends when, it just depends when. Like, for example, now you're not in a position to be taking damage, so stop taking damage. But I think
It's mostly pre-fight damage.
Correct, because it's almost never a good resource trade for a tanky given your range, right? Like, you don't have the range to justify a pre-fight poke. Okay, so main things I would say: encourage you to keep looking for walls on closing distance so that you don't take damage, right? It doesn't have to be always married to a dive. Keep up the good work. The second half was much better, just like letting Crawley do his thing and just trusting the process. Like, honestly, it sucks to see him in the kill feed, but again, there's nothing you could have done, and you actually were getting trades. And the few times that you did give up space to pursue Crawley, every single time you got punished. Like, every single time in both attack and defense. Powder ESO first point attack, we talked about like some adjustments for that, which I think you did okay with. Perk discussions, pre-fight damage, and then the last little micro thing is don't pre-aggro block if they've got their back to you. Just keep shooting, right?
Yeah.
Just like don't anticipate, react, I guess is the way I would look at it. But, okay.
Yeah, be more reactionary with block, yeah. Fair enough.
Yep.
Also,
Okay.
using block, also, one more question about block. It's what you said earlier, it is better to just like manually reload than to reload with block, and unless you're like taking a shit ton of aggro.
Yeah. I mean, the basically when you're blocking, all you're doing for the reload, you're doing it when you're in the middle of an engagement so that you don't have to reload. But if you do have to reload, just commit to the reload.
Yeah.
Don't try to be like min-max it over the top because it doesn't reload fast enough. You're going to end up reloading anyway.
Because it reloads like one ammo like every tick, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's more about just during these drawn out engagements, you find yourself reloading less often. It's not a tech that you want to rely off of too much. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions?
I mean, nothing really. I mean, do you have